2014 through June 30, 2015. No one has reserved time to appear on that hearing.
No one has signed up for the public hearing on the City of Houston's annual budget. If you came specifically to speak about the budget, it's your opportunity to come forward. An invitation to come forward to address the city on its annual budget. Take a motion to close the public hearing. Moving to a vote. Favoring, opposed, motion carries. The public hearing is closed. We will now begin the public session of council with speakers. We have a longstanding rule of council that when the minutes assigned to potential speakers exceeds 150 minutes, that we convert to 1 minute per speaker and 1 minute collectively for council members to ask questions of that speaker. Today we will be invoking that rule because of the volume of folks who signed up. So it doesn't matter whether you signed up for 1, 2, or 3 minutes, you will have 1 minute at the microphone. Again, because of the number of folks who signed up. There are some council members with procedural motions. Chair recognizes Councilmember Green.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, at this time, I'd like to move to suspend the rules to place Mr. Jim Black and Ms. Renita Harris on top of the 1 minute agenda list.
I see Ms. Renita Harris on the first page is Black. Yeah, both of them are on the first page. In that order, Black and Harris.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a second? Discussion? Favoring? Opposed? Motion carries. Chair recognizes Councilmember Boykins.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I ask you about the rules real quick, Mayor, I have a question with regards to an agenda item that's going to be kind of highly contested, dealing with the delinquent tax collection. For the speakers that's coming up, and I understand what the rules are, I'm just asking a question. For the speakers that are coming up to speak for or against, 1 minute may, I understand the situation, I'm just asking the question. From a 1 minute perspective, I think that puts them at a disadvantage to explain their case or their position. And this is extremely important, it's a major issue. Is there some way if they're dealing with, because most of this, if I'm looking correctly, is dealing with the speakers of Uber and the transportation issue, not the tax. So I'm just wondering if we can separate that because of how important this is.
Well, they're both agenda items, and I would submit that the folks who came last week were passionate about their agenda item as well,
Yeah.
and thought it was a great significance. However, the technical answer is that while the rules of council would prohibit it, this body by a supermajority vote can establish that a speaker can have a longer period of time, but it would require a supermajority vote.
And what's that procedure? How do we?
When that person comes forward, if their time is insufficient or you wish to grant them additional time at the beginning, you would make that motion, your colleagues would have to support it, and then 12 votes.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. But I want to move to suspend the rules and move Mr. Norm Nelson up to, I think, after Harris on the 1 minute list.
Is there a second? Discussion? Favoring, opposed, motion carries. And the bottom of page 2. Councilmember Robinson.
Yes, please, Mayor. I would like to request the suspension of the rules for a procedural motion to move Executive Director Bill Calderon to the top of next in line on the 1 minute agenda.
He is also on page 2.
3 or 2?
He's on page 2. I see him. Is there a second? Second. Discussion? Favoring, opposed, motion carries. Councilmember Gallegos.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to suspend the rules to move the following individuals on page 3 to the bottom of the 1 minute list on page 1. Mr. Charles Mayfield, Ms. Mary Lou de la Fuente, Mr. Jim Hamilton, and Ms. Yvette Diaz.
Is there a second? Second. Discussion? Favoring, opposed, motion carries. Councilmember Wynn.
Thank you, Mayor. I also like to move to suspend the rule to add Mr. Mike Darrell to the speakers list and place him after, yes,
The speakers that Councilmember Gallegos just moved up will be at the end of the 1 minute list. We have also put some at the beginning of the 1 minute list. Where were we going
at
to?
the end of.
After Mr. Diaz.
And also, I'd like to move Ms. Michelle Pena Amos to the top of the non-agenda list.
Mr. Russell, did you get that name again? Ms. Michelle Pena Amos, who is on the bottom of page 3, to the top of the non-agenda list. Is there a second for these motions? Discussion, favoring, opposed, motion carries. Any other procedural motions? Seeing none, we will begin with the